Gaffer finishes 2-2 here at Salford. Just give us your verdict on the performance.
Yeah, another point, another great second half display of resolute and defending resilience. Some cracking goals in the game, you know. It was one definitely for the neutral today. Some real good goals, some good play in the first half, especially. It's a battle, you know, Phil, and the wind, you know. I don't want to keep blaming this, but we had Harrogate 2 weeks ago, and last week, and Salford this week. You know, I'm a northerner, but coming up north, there's a lot of wind on these stadiums that aren't massive, and you feel it on the pitch, and it was a lack of quality at times, you know, from both teams. I think second half we didn't create much, they didn't create much. There was balls coming into our box. Joe Bodie's had a real great effort, you know, and it was going to be that. It was going to be like a moment in the game. Neither team got it second half, and all the damage was done in the first half, 2-2. And I'm pleased to take a point away from home. I always say that. The fans were brilliant again, got right behind us. But yeah, we didn't match the quality we had on Tuesday at home, and with, you know, probably a nicer pitch. No disrespect, you know, this is obviously cut up a little bit now, and we've got to make sure that you know, at home we're winning games, because that would have been a great start if we'd have got what we deserved on Tuesday. But 3 draws, still decent. We're unbeaten, and I'm pleased that I've seen some real decent defensive, you know, resolution from the back three, the 2 wing backs, the 2 midfielders in front of them today. Really good. We knew it would be a tough game. They've got some real good individuals, Salford, and my boys stood well in second half. Yeah.
Made the perfect start. Elliot Nevitt scoring after just a couple of minutes. He's not been the luckiest in front of goal recently, hitting the other side of the bar, hitting the post. You make your own luck in this game sometimes, don't you? Must be really pleased for him. Yeah, we talked about it this morning a little bit, just over breakfast. Said to Elliot, like, you know, get some goals into your game, you know, because I know you can do it. Tranmere and Crewe, you know, he scored a lot of goals there, and I said to him, you know, I know when you've settled in someone, you find a style of play, and you get used to somebody. He'll get used to me and the way I play, but great bit of individual skill, you know, and it was going in the far corner, took a deflection, went in the near corner, and you know, just desserts for him. He works really hard enough, and then, you know, they scored a couple of good goals, and we're quite annoyed about one of them. You know, I think there was a set-up error, and then another one, there's a lot of space given that it's loads of stuff to work on. But Romeo, who wasn't really meant to be closing down their centre half, just decided to do it. I'm glad he did, because he intercepted it, and on his left foot went one in the top corner, goal of the game, and you know, ultimately gets us the point. But you know, some real good performances, like say resilience, defensive. You know, I asked for him at half time. I said, don't lose this half, you know, we want to win this half. Can we go and win this half? And at the worst, can we come away with a draw at half time? And that's what they've done. And to take a point home from Salford, who again is a team in and around the playoffs, probably just burst their bubble now, actually, you know, but they probably just can't make it now, I don't know. But we'll take that all day, because these have been in the playoffs at some stage this season, you know, so it proves that we can match it. But I want more than matching it. I want to beat teams. I want to get out there and prove we can beat teams, and we'll get there. Some organisational stuff, some forward play. I've actually done 2 sessions in 9 days with this group. You know, it's not easy because of the game schedule, so no excuses. But once I get my way and my sessions in, week out with them, and we get a pre-season and all that sort of stuff, we'll be a different animal. But at the moment, it's pick up as many points as we can to the end of the season, and players, show me what you've got, because I'm here for the long journey, and I'm looking forward to it. Gaff, appreciate your time. Matt Davison, all yours.
As you were saying, if I'd have given you a point this morning away to Salford side chasing the playoffs, would you have taken it?
I'd have took it, but then you don't want to say to 350 or 400 travelling fans that we're going for a point. I never do that. I will admit, with 5 minutes to go, I said to Dobbo, I'll take a point now, and you know, we saw it out well, but you never go into a game negative, you know. Well, I don't. I think that we can win every game, and you know, I really thought it was our day, especially when Nev scored. You know, I made a couple of changes. Smithy picked up a knock midweek, so he didn't come in, so Shadder's played. Really pleased with him. He was cramping up at the end, which he should be, because he hasn't played for so well. Marnie Little coming back in the team as captain, you know, I think he's assured, you know, a very good player, and we know what to get from Armani, and then Ollie Hawkins getting a start, because I think he's come off the bench and made real impacts lately. But not just for those reasons. third game in a week is always one that's potential for injuries and things. So, people will say, "Oh, Johnny had a fantastic game midweek. Why is he out of the team?" The reason is because I want him to have a lot more fantastic games, and so go with it. But Johnny came on and did his usual, busy around the place. I thought Joe played well when he came on, showed probably some of the stuff he hasn't been showing in other games. So some real positives today. We get on the bus, we go home, long way again, but we're ready to take on Chesterfield on Monday, which will probably be, again, old-fashioned bigger stadium. Conditions will probably be a little bit better because these bigger stadiums, they don't let the conditions in and it becomes more of a purist game, and I think we're good in that. I think we showed that against Colchester, so looking forward to that. But yeah, really proud of the boys. They've emptied the tank, non-negotiable, and when you see Elliot Nevitt, just absolutely shot to pieces at the end coming off. Ollie Hawkins has been ripped and he doesn't get the fouls he deserves, by the way. If he was 5'9", he'd be getting fouled every 10 minutes, but because he's 6'7", they don't give fouls against him. I'm really disappointed with that because I had that with Akinfenwa. I've got it again with Ollie. We're going to have to deal with that. But they coming off the pitch absolutely shattered, given everything. It's what we are now. We've got this identity. We'll empty the tank. We'll give you everything. And if we get it wrong, come at me, because that'll be my fault. But if they get it right, give them the credit, because they're knackered in there, but they've got a point, and Gillingham getting a point away from home is always a good day.
Pretty nice for Elliot Nevitt to score. Obviously he'll be disappointed with his goal tally this season. Do you think he's the type of striker, once he gets one, if he maybe scores Tuesday night as well, he can go on a run of scoring every week?
Yeah, listen, we've got to feel for all the players as well, not just Elliot, because 3 managers in a season, 3 different ways of playing, and it's like 4 managers in this period of time, in like a year or something. It's a lot of different change, and these players need consistency. I'm a big believer in the environment, a consistent environment. They know what they're getting, they can work on stuff. He's probably had to work on 3 different styles of play, so tough for him. So I'm expecting Elliot to be, prolific like he always is at other clubs, and that'll take time. But when he hits it, he'll hit it well. He's a good lad, great work rate and ethic, and you could see him squaring up to a few of their players and getting involved. He's a winner, and I want winners in my team.
Obviously, you've only been here a couple of weeks or so. Supporters are saying they're already seeing an improvement. Do you feel that already you've seen an improvement in the players from the day you first walked in? I'm
glad they've seen that, because I'm hoping an improvement means, look, they really know what it takes now. There's some organisational issues when restarts. I need to get better at that. There's some midfield rotations we need to deal with. Definitely, there's some forward play that we want to get better at. But I'm hoping they just see that the boys are, I don't want to say caring more, because massive respect to the managers before me, but I have this thing that we talk about it. We talk about what it would mean for a fan to be playing out there. Go out and play like a fan's wearing that shirt. Go out and give absolutely everything and empty that tank. And when I spoke to Brad and Shannon when we came in at the start, this is one of my non-negotiables as well as some leaders coming out and emerging. I think it's going to take time, but initial things are really good. Unbeaten after 3 is good, but we haven't won after 3 as well, so I need to look at that. But it's only been 9 days, and I'm really pleased with where we are.
And you just mentioned, haven't you, you've hardly had any training sessions with the team? You've had a midweek game every week. I mean, do you get many sessions this week? You got a game Tuesday again?
No, not at all. Because it's a lot about recovery in the modern game, and what we can do. And when you have sessions, you're out with 6 and 7, not the 25 players that can all do a session. Go, right, this is learning, boys. This is what we're doing in this situation. This is here. This is it. They all need to get in that. And people will say, oh, you can do it on the video and that. It's not the same. You've got a lot of kinesthetic learners who need to do it and feel it out there, and we'll get it going. But no, like I said, really pleased. Staff are right with me, which is brilliant. I speak to Brad on a regular basis. He's really sort of invested in the club and how it's going, and how he can help more. And that's brilliant as well to have that support. He's saying anything you need, Gareth. And I'm not going to say £5 million because that's not fair. But he's no, we have a way of doing things, and we'll stick to that. Definitely, that was the directive. But he is. All right behind this club, really invested in what we're doing, and I'll speak to him later, and he'll be well pleased we've got a point away from home, because he knows what it means. But tough second half, but the lads stood up well. Really looking forward to getting stuck into Chesterfield on Tuesday. Like I say, the plan is this 2-year journey that we all want to go on and be in a much better place than we are right now. I want to deliver that, and I've got good people behind me, good people with me. Looking forward to this journey.
Thank you.
Cheers.
I think that's a first for this season. 2 goals away from home for Gillingham, so that's a start, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a real positive, you know, and goal scoring, we've scored in every game, which is good, you know. I think people were saying before goal scoring's an issue, and it was. You know, you look at the stats; they don't lie. So really pleased to get the goals. You know, again, it's another one of our wing backs. So we got 3 for the wing backs and 1 for the forwards. But I'm sure that'll change over time. Like I say, it's a work in progress. It really is this season. People are wondering what's happening next season. People are, you know, there's contract situation. There's, you know, what we're going to be. I'm trying to improve the environment. I'm trying to improve training ground. Everything around. There's all sorts of things that need to be done. Not just what you see on a Saturday. There's loads until you start getting that consistent performance on a Saturday. But as you said, 2 goals away from home, any manager would take that.
There's not a lot of time to turn it around for Tuesday as well. We've got Chesterfield away. I mean, time for a quick shower and out again, is it?
Listen, you know all about this. It's back home. We get home at almost Sunday morning. I'm sure some of them will be Sunday morning, and then Monday morning we're going to Chesterfield, and it is what it is. You know, we are the most travelled team in the Football League, I think, out of the 92 this season. So that's brilliant. You know, that we know that. I want them to travel well together. I want them to embrace being on that coach and what we're doing. You know, as I say, we enjoy being together. Football is a commitment. It's a lifestyle, and just getting on the training pitch is important for me and Richard, because we pride ourselves on messages and consistent training sessions that we'll then see on the pitch. We just haven't been able to do it yet, but the lads have shown me plenty so far, and I'm proud of every single one of them, and all the fans that have come up. Thank you. Long way home, I know that, but you got home with a point, and a point away at Salford is a decent point.
Just one last one, Asher, as well. You got him on the pitch after a long injury. Nice to see him back, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, he's a kid here to learn a lot, you know, and hopefully he'll learn. I had Abire Eze at Wickham from Crystal Palace, from QPR. Obviously went on to Crystal Palace, and you know, liking sort of, I'm saying not likening Asher to him because they're different positions, but likening the journey that Asher might go on, you know, and saying, look, Asher, you know, we had Eze at the start, and he had all these things that he enjoyed. He got games, and he refined himself. And I remember stopping videos for Eze sometimes and saying, right, this is wrong, this is right. And I said to Asher, you know, so if the guy who's the England star at the moment has gone through it, then you can definitely go through it, and it'll be part of your journey, you know. So cracking lad, real cracking lad, you know, pace to burn, you know, and I'll be teaching him how best to use that pace and when to run people, when to hold it up. But yeah, great lad. But we forget these are young kids, you know, 18, 19 years old, and you look back from me when I was 18, 19 years old, you know, hardly knew anything, you know. So it's difficult for us to treat them like adults and go, right, this must happen. They're going to make mistakes, that's why they're here. But like you say, fantastic to see him on the pitch. I'm hoping that he can go on to cracking things with Palace, you know, in the future, and remember his time at Gillingham was a learning process for him.